Hello, dear students. I wish you are doing great. So here is your lesson. My advice to you is to stay home, listen to your parents, and respect their instructions to keep safe. I miss you so much, and I hope to see you very soon, all together to fight against the coronavirus. Thanks for your attention, and see you very soon. Bye. Hello, dear students. I wish you are doing well. So today's lesson is about the simple past rules and activities. First, let's start by the rules. Okay, as you see in front of you, the principal use of the simple past. It means when do we use the simple past? It is used to speak about a finished action in the past. Look here. To speak about a finished action in the past. Example, Algeria got, okay, the verb is in the past, its independence in 1962. If we speak about Morocco, فوقاش استقل المغرب خد الاستقلال ديالو, Morocco got its independence in 1956. Right? So a finished action in the past. L'action اللي هي finished, انتهت, in the past. It is also used to tell a story that happened in the past. To narrate. تحكي أو something like this. The simple past is used with the following time indicators. So when we have time indicators, like what? Like in, like a date in the plus a date in the simple past or in the past, as it is here in the example. In, you see in here, 1962. This is the date in the past. So when we have a date, precise date in the past, we use the simple past. When we have yesterday, and we have ago, and we have last night, last week, last month, last year, last century. Okay, when we have last, we use the simple past with all these indicators. So anyway, I will provide you with this paper to learn it and to go back to it whenever you want. There are two types of verbs when conjugated in the simple past. I repeat, there are two types of verbs when conjugated in the simple past. Now, regular verbs, we have no problem with regular verbs, since we call them regular because they have the same ending. We don't have a problem with them because they have the same ending. النهاية ديالهم باش كنساليهم هما ed. Okay, ed, regular verbs, ما عندهمش مشكل هادو, in their simple past and the past participle. Alright, you see the table here. Infinitive, simple past, past participle. Okay, what is important today, or what is our lesson today, is the simple past. So we focus on this part or this column. To help, this is the infinitive. It becomes helped. To work, worked. To create, created. To happen, happened. Okay, so we add ed to a regular verb, or d if the regular verb ends in e, as here in create, created. Irregular verbs, we call them كنعيطوا لهم irregular because they don't have the same ending. هادو خارجين على الاخر، على القاعده اللي كنزيدوا اللي كنضيفوا الايدي، خارجين هادو، دونك كنسميهم they are called irregular verbs because they don't have the same ending and we have to learn them by heart. نحفظوهم. Example, infinitive, to get. Simple past, got. To go, went. To do, did. To think, thought. So you notice that the ending, you see, the ending is not, or the endings are not the same. They are very different. Okay, irregular verbs, you learn them by heart. I will provide you, of course, with a list of irregular verbs. Alright, let's see irregular verbs. Show you the example I will provide you with. Alright, here I have this list. Awake, awoke, you see, base form. Base, it means infinitive. It means infinitive form. Awake, awoke. Be, was and were. And this is, we studied this before. Beat, beat, no change. Become, became. Begin, begun. Bend, bent. Bet, bet. And so on and so forth. So you have to take this list by heart. Alright, now let's move to your textbook. Okay, or an exercise. Before this I will give you an exercise. My father to Egypt last week. My father to Egypt last week. Here we have travel. Fill in the gaps with the affirmative past form of the verb in brackets. My father traveled to Egypt last week. So we have last week here. So we use the simple past. Next one, number 2. I address yesterday by. You look at the list you have, and anyway you have it in your textbook. You have a long list. In the last page, I mean in the cover of the book, you have irregular verbs. At the end of your textbook, upload number 2. Number 2, Peter send a letter. Send a letter. My mother, chemistry at school, study the verb. Susan, me a nice birthday card, give. We be at home last night. It snow a lot last week. Number 8, lots of people go to Hawaii during Christmas. Daniel writes a nice poem, and Dad bake a great cake. So you will find this exercise to do it in your exercise copybook, of course. We move now to your textbook. Welcome back, my students. Take page 30. Long ago, vocabulary, past activities. So the picture you have in front of you, you have so many things to say about it. So you look at the picture. What do you see? You see a map. A map. You see here the map. This is a map of England, Europe, a bit from Africa, this small part. You see here England, this is Iceland, this is North America, you see, and here we have boats. We have boats. Alright, you listen and you repeat. Before this, let's see this. This is an ocean. This is the ocean, المحيط. Atlantic Ocean. Atlantic Ocean. Now you listen and you repeat. And we see what is this picture about.
Sailed. Sailed. Arrived. Started a new town. Helped them to grow crops. Celebrated with a feast.
Okay, I repeat.
Sailed. Arrived. Started a new town. Helped them to grow crops. Celebrated with a feast.
Right. As you see, you have activities. You have activities. Sailed. Okay, from here to here. From England to, you see the line here, the red line. From England to North America. They arrived to North America. This is Mayflower. The ship is called, or boat is called Mayflower. The ship is called Mayflower. Right? So these activities are in the, you see, sailed, ed, arrived, ed, started, ed, helped, ed, celebrated, ed. So all these activities took place or happened, وقعوا, فقش, in the past. In the past. Clear? So in your opinion, what is it about? What is it about? Yeah, what do you think? So you think before we see what is it about? Okay, now move to listening. Americans celebrate Thanksgiving on the last Thursday in November. Thanksgiving, or in Arabic we say Eid Shukr. This is a day that American people celebrate each year. Each year, كل سنة. When? In the last Thursday in November. On the last Thursday in November. Each last Thursday in November, they celebrate a day that is called Thanksgiving. They don't work, so it is a holiday, and they celebrate. They do things. They do some rituals, طقوس. They do habits every year. Let's see why. عيد عندهم بحال الأعياد اللي عندنا احنا الدينية أو الوطنية. What is the story of this celebration? Look at the pictures and the map and guess. Okay, you guess. What is the story of this celebration? شو القصة? What is the reason behind this celebration they do each year? Now you listen.
The Pilgrims sailed from England to America. They started a new town. The natives helped them grow crops. They celebrated the harvest with the natives with a feast. There was turkey, pumpkin, and corn.
Okay, you heard the word pilgrims. What is a pilgrim, in your opinion? What is a pilgrim? You see, pilgrims are here. First, they are here. Then, they became here. Then, they are here. They started a new town. You see, they are building a new town, as it is said, or as it is written. They helped them to grow crops. They helped the natives. And they celebrated with a feast. They celebrated a feast. Okay, what is a pilgrim? Pilgrim is a person who journeys to sacred place for religious reasons. This is a general definition or meaning of the word pilgrim. a person who journeys يعني سافر move from one place to another. كيفاش كتكون هاد البليس؟ sacred sacré مقدسة بالنسبة ليه. for religious reasons لأسباب دينية بين قوسين. But here in our case we speak about the group of English people. You see England, the group of English people, they are here. They moved, who sailed, okay, to North America. They sailed to North America on the ship, the Mayflower. You see Mayflower here? The ship is called Mayflower, where they formed the Plymouth colony. They formed a Plymouth colony. This is the reality. داروا هنا مشاو من هنا from England. They moved from England to North America to form a Plymouth مستعمرة اسمها Plymouth colony. مستعمرة استعمروا هذه المنطقة in 1620. Alright, we will see other things. Alright, here you have the text. Read and check. It's about your guesses. What is the story about? Listen and follow.
Thanksgiving. How it all started. The Pilgrims were a small group of people who decided to leave England and start a new life in America. In 1620, they sailed to America on a ship called the Mayflower. The trip lasted 66 days. The captain of the ship was Christopher Jones. November the 11th, 1620. My dear wife, we arrived in North America. The journey was difficult. 2 passengers and a crewman died. It was sad. A baby boy was born on the voyage. We named him Oceanus. I hope things go well here. Your husband, Christopher.
December the 10th, 1621. Dear wife, I am well. The first winter was very hard. It was cold and there was very little food. We started a new town, Plymouth. The natives helped us grow crops. The harvest was great. We celebrated it together with the natives with a feast. There was turkey, wild ducks, boiled pumpkin, fish, and bread from corn. Your husband, William.
Okay, so we have here 2 letters from different people. The first one is called Christopher and William. They wrote these 2 letters to their wives. The first one was in 11 November 1620, and the next one is 10 December 1621. So in this letter they speak about how things happened there in Plymouth in North America. Right? Okay, you listen again, or you read again, because you have it in your textbook, page 30, and you do this. Read the text and choose the best option, A or B. A, B. Complete the sentences. And you complete the sentences. For example, number 1, let's do it. The Pilgrims were English people, Native Americans. Okay? The Pilgrims were English people, Native Americans. The right answer is A. The Pilgrims were English people. So, before we do, I forgot something. Before we do this exercise, we have to check these words. So take your check these words: trip, last, dear, arrive in, journey, passenger, crewman, die, was born, and so on. Let's check them one by one. The meaning. So you take a paper or your exercise copybook and a pen. So to see what is the definition of each one with an example. We do this to help you understand باش تفهم text in a good way. باش تفهم text بواحد الطريقة مزيانة. عندنا واحد words that we call them keywords. كلمات المفاتيح. Keywords. We have to understand them. Okay, let's see the first one, what it means.
Trip.
Trip, journey. Example, my first trip to the UK was 2 years ago. The trip, it means the journey. You see, the journey was difficult, or the trip was difficult. For example, when you move from, or you go from Tétouan or from Martil to Casablanca, this is a trip, or this is a journey. If you go from Martil to Tétouan to Spain, to Madrid, or to France, to Paris, it is a journey, on a trip. Last. Continue for a length of time. Last. A football match lasts 90 minutes. Lasts. يدوم. Dear. Used as a term of affection and the form of address in letters. نستعملوها فاش in letters. Dear Mary, dear my Mr. Ferguson. Dear Mr. Ferguson. كنستعملوها كان نبدا نكتب رسالة كندير dear, to whom it may concern or to whom we will write this letter. اللي كنكتب له الرسالة كنكتب له dear. cher in French. Arrive in. Reach a place. Example, my plane arrives in New York at 8 o'clock in the morning. Reach a place. For example, you go to Rabat, you arrive by plane or by train, so you arrive in Rabat at 7 o'clock. Journey. The time spent traveling to get to a place. We have a long journey ahead of us. It's like we have just said about trip. It is a time spent traveling to get to a place. Safar. Passenger. Person who travels on a form of transport. On 6th September 1620, the Mayflower sailed from Plymouth with 102 passengers. For example, if you take the train or you take the plane to travel, باش تسافر كتاخد طيارة أو تران, so you are a passenger. Okay, when you are inside the train or you are inside the plane, you are a passenger. Crewman. A crewman, a person who works on a ship. There were about 1,316 passengers and 891 crewmen on board the Titanic. Okay, crewman. Person who works on a ship. His work is on a ship. They work. They do not take the ship to travel, but it is their work. Die. To stop living. A lot of people died in the earthquake last week. You see the earthquake? The people die in accidents in Morocco. A lot of people died or die every year in traffic accidents. Was born came into the world. يولد يأتي العالم. Abraham Lincoln was born on 12 February 1809 in Kentucky. Voyage. A journey by sea. The Mayflower's voyage from Plymouth to North America lasted 66 days. Journey by sea. Okay. السفر يعني بالبحر كتسمى voyage. name, somebody name. His name is Ahmed, his name is Fatima, his name is, I don't know, her name is Fatima, his name is, I don't know, Rashid or John.
Native.
Native, a person who was born in a place. Native. The natives in Hawaii welcome visitors with flowers. Natives, for example, as Moroccans, we are in Morocco. We are native native people because we was born in this land.
Grow crops.
Grow crops, to plant and look after plants that we eat. The natives helped the pilgrims grow crops. كان نقول natives السكان الأصليون. Harvest.
Harvest.
The time of the year when farmers gather their crops. Okay, when do you see this picture? When? Or this scene? فقاش كنشوفوا هذا المشهد هذا؟ At the end of the year, in May. So, this is what we call the harvest, الحصاد. Usually takes place in October. This is in America, not here in Morocco. Anyway, or in celebrate together, have fun with other people. Michael and his friends celebrated his birthday together. To celebrate something, to have fun with other people, to invite people in your house or somewhere else to celebrate something. Feast.
Feast.
A large meal with lots of food. Most Americans celebrate Thanksgiving with a feast. Okay? Feast. And wild duck.
Wild duck.
A bird with small legs that lives on in or water. Its natural environment. Most domestic ducks are larger than wild ducks. Ducks هم الإوز أو الإوز yes أو البط. Anyway. So we go to where is this? Alright. The grammar, we have here grammar, the simple past forms in the text, you see. It is written in blue to attract your attention when you read. Right. You have the exercise to do. Fill in the gap with the past simple form of the verbs in brackets. The pilgrims arrive in America on the Mayflower. Okay, in the simple past, arrive, it is a regular and not irregular verb, but it is a regular. You have no problem. Arrived. We add this ed or d because it ends with e, so we added d. Arrived. Want, try, stay, survive, enter, welcome, show, thank, and celebrate. So you should do this exercise. I think you have it in your textbook, page 31. Page 31, exercise B. Fill in the gaps with the past simple form of the verbs in brackets. When we say in brackets, it's I think it's clear. We used to do this very often inside the classroom. Here are pronunciations. You see, watched,
Watched. Liked.
liked, arrived.
Arrived.
We have td, the ed of regular verbs. Sometimes it is pronounced t, sometimes
T.
t,
T.
sometimes
D.
the, and sometimes
Id.
it. For example,
Watched.
watched, like,
Liked.
liked. So it is here. Arrive, arrived. Listen,
Arrived.
arrived. Visit,
Visited.
visited. Stop,
Stopped.
stopped. Walk, walked.
Walked.
Here, you see the intonation or the pronunciation of each word. We can see this later, I think. sessions inside the classroom can do better, I think. Alright, now use 4 of the verbs to write sentences about you and your friends. I watched TV last night. Listen.
We liked our trip to the zoo.
Yesterday, we arrived late to school.
The example here.
We visited a museum last week.
I stopped at the park on the way home from school yesterday.
We walked to the theatre last Sunday.
Alright, so you choose 4, or you use 4 of the verbs. You have 6, you have to choose 4, and you write sentences about you and your friends. Since you are home, you write sentences about just you. Clear? Next one. Speaking and writing, use pictures and information in the text to tell the class how Thanksgiving started. It means you look at the pictures here. You have 1, 2, these actions, and tell the class what happened. You write just sentences. I think they are already here. You listen to the example.
The Pilgrims sailed from England in the Mayflower in 1620. They arrived in America and started a new town, Plymouth. The natives helped them to grow crops. They celebrated their first harvest with a big feast with turkey, fish, corn, and boiled pumpkin.
Alright. And you have written, imagine you were one of the pilgrims. Use the verbs arrive, journey, be, die, winter, be, help, use, grow, celebrate, and so on to write a speech during the first feast, thanks to Native Americans to their help. Okay, you have here, fill in the blank with the words below. Dear friend, we. Let's do it together. We, here, a year ago. It is like a letter you write to your friends. We grow, celebrate, died, Thanksgiving, thanks, and arrived. Listen.
Dear friends, we arrived here a year ago. The journey was very difficult, and some people died. The winter was very hard, but you helped us grow crops, and we had a good harvest. We thank you for all your help, and we are happy we can celebrate this feast with you. Thank you.
Alright. So number 1 is arrived. The journey was very difficult and some people died. The winter was very hard, but you helped us. Okay. Number 3. Grow crops and we had a good harvest. We, you for all your help, and we thank you for all your help, and we are happy we can this feast with you. Thank you. Celebrate this feast with you. This is the text. You listen again.
Dear friends, we arrived here a year ago. The journey was very difficult, and some people died. The winter was very hard, but you helped us grow crops, and we had a good harvest. We thank you for all your help, and we are happy we can celebrate this feast with you. Thank you.
The Pilgrims sailed from England in the Mayflower in 1620. They arrived in America and started a new sailed from England in the Mayflower.
Okay, it has nothing to do with you. Already seen this. Okay, I would like you to, at the end I would like you to write a different writing. I mean, you write a story that happened to you in the past. You speak about it using different verbs in the past simple form. Alright, you will find the instruction or the question below. At the end, I would like to thank you very much for your attention, and hope you stay home to keep safe and all together to fight against this coronavirus. All right, bye.